Hello, Max Wright here from Success Council, and continuing with our three-part series, The Rebuttal of Peter Schiff's Poo-pooing of Bitcoin. So his third and final grievance against Bitcoin, which is, I think, the most legitimate, and it's a concern that I share as well, is that the proliferation of altcoins or alternative cryptocurrencies will mean that Bitcoin will get lost in a sea of alternative currencies, alternative cryptocurrencies. So there is no, whilst Bitcoin is limited, cryptocurrencies are unlimited, and so you have no scarcity in the crypto world. So, like I said, I think it's the most legitimate issue that he raised. And there's a couple of things to this. So first part of it is, does Bitcoin have enough star power? Does it have enough brand power whereby people will only want to accept Bitcoin and not Litecoin or anything else? And I think probably not is the answer. I think if you cast your mind forward 10 years or so, there might be there's some hurdle for Bitcoin to be accepted by a merchant. So when I got having Bitcoin accepted on my website, it was a call to a particular company who was going to help me include the software and integrate my website to accept a Bitcoin. Now, there was some hurdle that had to go through there. It wasn't particularly challenging, but I had to go through it. Now, if that company that I'm now working with wanted to accept, also help me accept Litecoin, I'm reckoning that they could do a little bit of coding on their side and I could just accept it. It'd just be done, instant, super simple. The hurdle for a merchant to accept other alternative coins once they already accept one form of cryptocurrency, I think is very, very small. So if you cast your mind forward 10 years, let's say Bitcoin goes on to become a phenomenon, the vast majority of merchants all over the internet and all over the universe accept Bitcoin. They've gone through all those headaches and stresses of accepting a cryptocurrency. To accept others is just a piece of cake. So I do perceive this instance where you'll have a wash of cryptocurrencies. So just brand power alone, or the fact that Bitcoin was first to market, I think is insufficient to say that Bitcoin will be the be-all, end-all of cryptocurrencies. That's not to say I don't think it will, but just to say that that aspect, its brand power, is not sufficient. The fact that it was first to market is not sufficient. Something in Bitcoin's favor is that it is quite robust. Now, there are certain parts of Bitcoin that cannot be changed. For example, the quantity. There will only be 21 million Bitcoins. That cannot be changed. But the majority of Bitcoin protocol can actually change and be updated. And the group of all miners combined vote on whether or not they like changes to the protocol, but whether or not they accept the new Bitcoin client. So Bitcoin is quite robust and can change. It's also decentralized, so you don't have to worry about mismanagement or any kind of bad practices by management. It is a decentralized environment, and I think you'll find that it'll be a very, very robust protocol for the years to come, and will not really be toppled off by a superior digital currency. Just my opinion, absolute guess, can't possibly prove that, of course. So I don't think anything superior is going to come along, but we still have the original problem of there being no scarcity of cryptocurrencies. Is there anything that makes Bitcoin unique, will give it sufficient kick, a sufficient uniqueness to fend off competing cryptocurrencies? And I think there is one thing. And it's the fact that there are ASIC machines. So in case you don't know, mining has gone through a little bit of evolution. To start off with, most people, 4 years ago, they just did it on their laptop or their home computer. They did a little bit of mining, and the network was so small that the processing power of their laptop was sufficient. Eventually, Bitcoin became more valuable. People started dedicating more resources to it, and they went on to just putting up using graphic cards. And they had banks of graphic cards just humming away, mining for Bitcoin and supporting the network. But the latest evolution is what's called ASIC. And I can't believe I can't remember this, but it's application-specific something IC. So these machines, all they can do is mine Bitcoin. They can't mine Litecoin. They can't mine any other alternative cryptocurrency. They can only mine Bitcoin. So Bitcoin already has this tremendous pool of resource power. In fact, it is orders of magnitude more than the biggest supercomputer the world has ever known. Whatever's hiding at the NSA or anywhere else is nothing. It pales into comparison compared to the group computing power of all of the miners contributing to Bitcoin. Now, I don't even think supercomputers are the next biggest thing after Bitcoin. I think the SETI program, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, there was a group, a network of computers doing some calculations trying to find aliens in the sky, and that was the previous largest computing power. So single computers and single computing powers, even the supercomputers that governments may have, are absolutely no threat to the Bitcoin protocol and processing power. So, given that you have this tremendous hardware allocation to this group of hardware that can only mine Bitcoin, it can't do anything else. To me, that pretty much guarantees that Bitcoin will be the most protected cryptocurrency out there. Now, the size of this computing power, that is the protection of the network. That's the protection of the protocol. So if I was going to be holding wealth and something, $1,000, $100,000, $1 million, whatever, I would want to know that my wealth is protected by the largest computing power altcoin that there is. And that is right now is Bitcoin. And because of these ASIC machines, I don't see it being anything else other than Bitcoin. So certainly not a slam dunk that no other cryptocurrency will topple Bitcoin as the new superior cryptocurrency and leave Bitcoin in its wake. But I think the processing power behind Bitcoin, the ASICs behind Bitcoin, and the fact that those ASICs can only be used for Bitcoin and mining and nothing else is a something. It's a unique aspect of Bitcoin that no other cryptocurrency has. And if anything, if I can point to anything which suggests Bitcoin will be around forever, then it would be that fact. Now, if Bitcoin is not around forever for a whole bunch of reasons I can't imagine, then I still believe that cryptocurrencies, some form of cryptocurrencies, whatever is so awesome and amazing that topples Bitcoin, then that will take over and replace, become a significant currency player in the world in the future. So something to keep an eye on. It is a real genuine threat, I think, to Bitcoin. There's something in the computing power and ASICs that do make it unique and suggest that it might be able to fend off all competition for many decades, maybe centuries to come. So that's my thought on that. But that's the most legitimate of Peter Schiff's arguments against Bitcoin. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you soon.